So in your mind, Mr. Green, when you see these posts, you say she's out with whoever got the good D.
Yeah, basically.
I was out with,
Basically.
that was recently.
And you admittedly say that's what I'm looking for, that's what I am.
I don't sugarcoat nothing. It is what it is, but I just want him to step up because at the end of the day, he knows that
he step up and that he do for my baby. Like, I don't understand. And I grew up without my parents, so I want him to be there for Jameer.
So you're saying you grew up without your parents?
I did, and it was very hard for me.
Case 1. Miss Brown Murray walked back into civilian life after her military service, only to be blindsided by accusation. Her husband, Mr. Murray, now questions the paternity of their child, claiming the timeline doesn't add up.
Ms. Brown Murray, today you say you stand before me outraged because your husband has accused you of infidelity while serving in Iraq. He now doubts paternity of your child.
Yes, Your Honor.
This isn't your usual courtroom scenario. Most of the time, the roles are reversed. That's why this case feels so unusual, and it's exactly what makes it so captivating to follow.
Ms. Brown Murray, what is life like overseas for a married woman?
I'll be honest, when you're overseas at first, I mean, there's gonna be temptations, there's gonna be guys that look good, and there's gonna be guys all around, and you're gonna see guys, but that doesn't mean that you have to cheat.
Before anything else, let's recognize Miss Brown for her service. Putting your life on the line for your country is no small feat. That alone should earn her the benefit of the doubt in her personal life.
Mr. Murray, so what is it made you so doubtful about your wife's time overseas?
Well, she went overseas the day after Valentine's Day. My birthday is on the 12th. What made it scary for me, first time me being alone in another state with no family.
Still, we can't completely dismiss Mr. Murray's feeling. Being apart for long stretches of time, combined with the age gap, can make doubts creep in. It's not hard to see why his mind wandered into dark places.
Yes, I lost 23 pounds, 25 pounds, not eating, crying. There was an incident, like she said, we on Skype, and I heard this enormous boom. Are they practicing? Americans are practicing, and she smirked at me. She says, this is a real bomb.
Even so, the toll this stress took on him is obvious. While Miss Brown carried herself with grace, Mr. Murray seems visibly drained, almost like worry carved years into his face.
You're there actually facing this danger.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you know he was nervous and fearful on this level, or did you feel like he was trying to hide that from you?
I mean, I knew about it at times, but at times he was controlling it just so I wouldn't be so scared.
Her composure stands out. Unlike the shouting matches we often see in these cases, Miss Brown remains calm and steady. Perhaps that very confidence makes Mr. Murray suspicious.
While I was there in the apartment complex, I met a few people. This apartment complex has 85% of military people either still active or not. And this young boy told me, he said, which really, this is when I really got word.
That again, it all started with rumors from a stranger. When you're already insecure, a whisper in your ear can feel like evidence. But was it truth or just idle gossip?
Did you realize your husband got that piece of information?
Yes, but that's not true. Everybody in the military don't cheat on their spouse, and we don't have a code in the military.
Mr. Murray, let's just be honest. I mean, this situation, it's been bothering you?
Miss Brown pushes back firmly. She makes it clear she never betrayed her husband. Yet, Mr. Murray clings to his suspicions, waiting for his so-called witness to validate his fears.
Wanted you to testify today as to the dynamics, the goings-on in the military, because of course, as you know, he has definite concerns as to whether or not his wife was faithful and whether or not her child is his biological child. Can you explain?
Absolutely.
Temporary separations happen in military life. To Mr. Murray, that absence translated into potential infidelity. But in reality, it's simply the price soldiers and their families pay for duty.
Ms. Brown Murray, you had a close friend overseas.
Yes, I did.
Is that who your husband thinks the father of your child really is?
Yes, that's who he thinks that I had sex with.
Wait a minute, let me back that up. When I picked her up, I'm asking her, I thought it was kind of odd. Why is he calling you? Oh, just to make sure I'm doing okay.
His accusations don't hold much weight yet. Until something concrete is presented, it looks more like paranoia than proof. Unfortunately, paranoia is powerful enough to fracture trust.
It didn't stop right there.
But it didn't stop right there?
Because when we got our next apartment, she's sitting on the couch. She had bought me some Jordans, and I'm wearing my Jordans. She's talking to him. I heard her tell him, he's not stupid.
And that's what's at the heart of this story, Mr. Murray's insecurity. Instead of evidence, it's doubt and fear that drive his narrative. The question is whether those emotions will outweigh facts.
So while you're giving your husband a gift, you've got your friend on the other line on the phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
A male friend.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so your husband thinks you're being flirtatious. And if anyone would know how you sound when you are flirting, it would be your husband.
Miss Brown's unwavering stance makes her husband appear even shakier. She insists she's innocent, while he looks more lost, trapped in his own mistrust.
Is it common when you return home to continue a relationship, friendship with some of your fellow servicemen, even if they're members of the opposite sex and married? Is that common to continue those relationships because of the bonds built?
Some of the stories he's heard from other veterans only fuel the fire, but those accounts are about different people, different marriages, not Miss Brown's.
And so, Mr. Murray, as you listen to your witness, these are the kinds of ideas that fuel your doubt. And I am sure, Ms. Brown Murray, as you so eloquently state, that there are people that honor their marriages, their relationships, and don't necessarily engage in this type of activity. So I'd like to thank your witness. Thank you, sir, for your testimony.
What's most telling is Miss Brown's strength. After serving in Iraq, she faced her husband's accusations with resilience. If she can endure the battlefield, she can endure this storm too.
So describe, what is it like at home?
Even with the doubt, he's still a good husband. He's still a good father. He sits there and he takes time out with her. He plays with her. He takes care of her when I'm at work. So even with the doubt, he's still a good father. He still takes care of her.
I have other kids. All my kids are a split image of me. She doesn't too much look like me.
Ultimately, Mr. Murray's doubts reveal more about him than her. Separation, rumors, and insecurity painted a picture in his head. Now, the court will decide whether that picture is pure imagination or grounded in reality.
Mr. Murray, it has been determined by this court that you are her father.
Thank you.
I think my niece.
Case 2, Mr. Calhoun insists he's being set up. He claims Miss Proud is trying to pin her daughter Amy on him just to secure financial support. But Miss Proud isn't backing. Downshay swears he's the father.
Mr. Calhoun, you say the defendant tried to trick you into believing you are her daughter Amaya's biological father. But after uncovering evidence that she slept with other men, you are positive the DNA will prove you are not. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
From the way Calhoun carries himself, you'd think he already won. His confidence makes you wonder if he's got undeniable proof or if he's just convincing himself of a lie.
Mr. Calhoun, you say Miss Proud is pinning this child on you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
Me and Miss Proud have been friends for a while, but when I seen that she wanted to make a relationship out of things, I cut her off, and I just kind of pushed away from her.
Funny thing is, he says he cut ties with her, but cutting ties doesn't usually include continuing an intimate relationship. Looks like his version of walking away needs some work.
So, Miss Proud, you still continue to have sex with him after he made it clear he didn't want to be in a relationship?
Correct, Your Honor, I did.
And at some point you found out you pregnant?
Yes, ma'am. Me and a family member of his, we went to the store. I bought a pregnancy test, went back to his house, took the test. It was positive. The lines were fainted.
Calhoun then throws in some damaging testimony. He paints Miss Proud as someone he never wanted a future with. That raises the question, why would she choose him as a father figure at all?
Did you say that, Miss Proud?
No, Your Honor, that was not what was said. I did not take any fertility pills. Once I found out I was pregnant, let me tell you how crazy. This is the crazy part. I did not believe I was pregnant. I went to about 4 or 5 different emergency rooms.
Both sides refuse to back down. They're equally certain that they're right. The tension builds as calendars and dates get brought into play, threatening to unravel someone's story.
The red indicates the date you were intimate with Mr. Calhoun twice. Unprotected, and the yellow indicates the window of conception. So as you can see, the day you said you had sex with Mr. Calhoun falls directly in the window of conception.
Yes, Your Honor.
Even when the timelines are questioned, Calhoun stays oddly calm, almost too calm. It feels like he's holding on to something that we don't know yet.
I have reason to believe that after a conversation that me and Miss Proud had on the phone, she told me that she was having sex with a dude all the way up until the day of the July 24th.
Oh, Oh.
Proud, on the other hand, has her moments of doubt but quickly bounces back. Her determination suggests she's either telling the truth or she's an expert at keeping a straight face under pressure.
At the end of the day, he really denied my baby because he on child support. Period. Point. That's it.
It has no. It has
been back
no
and
deal
forth.
with child support,
One minute I'm the daddy, I'm happy, whoop-de-whoop, blam. Then the next minute I'm not the daddy when you get hit with them papers.
Trust is completely shattered here. Calhoun doubts every word out of her mouth. Yet, despite all his suspicion, he still signed Amy's birth certificate. Now, why would he do that?
And she's laying there, the baby's in the nursery, and she's doing her paperwork. She says, "I'm doing this paperwork. Do you wanna sign it for your daughter?" I said, "I don't know if this is my daughter. I want a DNA test." She tells me, "Oh, the hospital doesn't provide DNA tests. We have to get our own."
That single signature complicates everything. If he truly had doubts, why make it official? Either he trusted her once or he's regretting a decision made in haste.
So wait a minute. So how did you end up signing the birth certificate?
Oh, okay, Your Honor. So we're in there by herself. I told her I didn't want to sign without a DNA test. So she gets to basically making me feel like a bad guy. Like, you know, you had unprotected sex with me. You know that's your daughter. I even look at the papers and see
Then comes a new layer of accusations. Calhoun repeats rumors from others, suggesting Miss Prout wasn't exactly loyal. But repeating gossip isn't the same as evidence.
My second doubt, Your Honor, is the situation with Facebook. May I elaborate?
Please.
This is barely 3 weeks after she's born. And it's brought to my attention, hey, there's some guy next to your baby's picture, and there's comments up under it. Everybody is saying hey, this is his baby.
Still, his frustration grows. He believes she used him as a financial safety net. If true, that's coal. If false, then he's tearing down his own family with paranoia.
Trying this case, ain't you, Mr. Calhoun?
Yes, Your Honor.
Trying this case. I know that's right. So you brought some evidence from Mr. Calhoun. Why you posting this pic if you said I was the father? From Kia, Miss Prout. You a dumb blank. You signed the birth certificate knowing you ain't the father, and then you changed her last name while I was still drugged up.
Technology doesn't lie, though. Calhoun presents online receipts and messages that seem to support his case. Screenshots don't fade away, and Prout suddenly finds herself cornered.
Let's just understand that we're here to tell the truth. Were there any other men?
No, Your Honor, there was not.
You don't believe that, Mr. Calhoun?
No, Your Honor, I do not. Because the way she...
All right, well, this court has identified a witness, and they have something to say. Jerome, will you please escort the witness into the courtroom?
Judge Lake gives Prout the chance to come clean, but she refuses. She sticks to her claim like her reputation depends on it. Now the court looks toward a surprise witness.
You have information as to what the relationship was between Ms. Prout and Mr. Calhoun.
That's correct, yes, Your Honor.
Please explain to the court.
My godsister was having unprotected sex with another man. Also, before he came into the picture, myself and also other members felt that my godsister was already pregnant.
Enter Miss Dawson Prout's own godsister, who comes in swinging. Her testimony immediately shakes the courtroom, and the look on Prout's face says it all.
So you were there when this all transpired?
Correct.
Before she met Mr. Calhoun and reconnected with him?
Yes, Your
Now,
Honor.
she admits to the court that she had been dating another man before him, but she says she stopped sleeping with that man 2-3 weeks before she ever met Mr. Calhoun. You say that's not true?
No, Your Honor.
Judge Lake doesn't hold back either. The whole room feels the heat as Prout faces attack after attack. It's starting to look less like a defense and more like survival.
I love my god sister, but baby, you wasn't there. You know, you can't just say, I expect your opinion or whatever, but you can't just say who I was sleeping with and what I was doing.
How do you respect somebody's opinion that's supposedly a lie about you?
I'm just saying, if that's how she feel, I can't change how she feel.
Prout's once confident stance starts to crumble. With Dawson's statements piling on, it feels like the case is slipping right through her hands.
What relationship does Mr. Calhoun have with your daughter?
He hasn't seen her since she was 2 months.
Not since she was 2 months old?
No, ma'am. Because I felt totally humiliated and embarrassed by that Facebook stuff, man.
No, you felt totally humiliated.
I really did.
Child support papers
because
is what it was.
Even I wasn't worrying about child support, Your Honor.
Calhoun, meanwhile, feels vindicated. He's finally standing up for himself. But even with the moral victory, the law still holds weight. His name on that certificate ties him to the child.
So he has stepped up and acted like a father.
Exactly.
This other man is the other man you slept with.
Yes, it's him.
Well, Miss Prout.
What am I supposed to think?
What is he supposed to think?
But he knows that he's not her father.
Have you taken a DNA test?
No.
And then comes the twist. Another man has been stepping into the role of father all along. The DNA test results are ready, and the truth is about to shatter everything they thought they knew.
Mr. Calhoun, you are the father.
Woo!
Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
You are Amaya's biological father.
Yeah, it's a really hard pill to swallow, Your Honor.
Case 3. This case is wild. Miss Lee walks into court determined to prove that Mr. Green is her son Kingston's father. For 3 years, she says he's denied the boy. Mr. Green, however, insists another man her sugar daddy is the real dad.
Lee, you have come to court today with one goal in mind, to prove to Mr. Green that he fathered your 3-year-old son Kingston. You say Mr. Green has denied your son from the moment you got pregnant, but today his denial will end. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
3 years is a long time for a child to live in uncertainty. At this point, Kingston deserves to know who his father really is. Miss Lee's frustration makes sense. She's been waiting too long for closure.
Mr. Green has been denying my child since day one. He's been denying him for 3 years. He has never came around like he's supposed to. I have to call. I have to do so much to get this man into my child's life. But at the end of the day, I just want him to step up.
Mr. Green's excuses don't hold much water. Kids don't care about meeting in the middle. They'll only remember who showed up and who didn't. Kingston's birthdays are missing a father figure.
At the point me and her was talking, it was back and forth. We was never in no stale relationship. She knew I had a girlfriend already. She tried to break me up from that, and I told her
he moved into my home. So if I try to break him up, why are you in my home?
Your Honor, she knew I had a girlfriend. She even tried to call
He knew
me
he had a girlfriend, so that's his problem.
Miss Lee doesn't sugarcoat anything. She speaks directly and without filters, which can be refreshing. Still, Mr. Green living with her while juggling another relationship was always bound to create chaos.
In your mind, you knew you weren't really in a relationship with him, but you thought he was trying to play both sides.
Right.
Before I got there, she told me she was back and forth between some other dudes. She didn't know if it was his or mine at first.
Yes, I did. I slept with another dude one time with a condom.
The back and forth between them is ruthless. Every insult feels like a ping pong match with no end. Judge Lake can barely keep up, and honestly, neither can we.
You submitted to the court Facebook post from Ms. Lee that say, is it wrong to have choices on men and blank all on the first day just in case the D ain't good? Just asking.
Oh, that's a question. That was recently. That's not when King was born, 2015 now.
Then comes Miss Lee's social media drama. Her posts get read aloud, and they're bold, to say the least. She doesn't flinch, though, standing by everything. Confidence or recklessness? You decide.
So in your mind, Mr. Green, when you see these posts, you say, she's out with whoever got the good D.
Yeah, basically.
I was out with,
basically.
That was recently.
And you admittedly say, that's what I'm looking for, that's what I am.
I don't sugarcoat nothing. It is what it is, but I just want him to step up because at the end of the day, he knows that he's doing wrong.
What's messy here isn't just the post sets the whole situation. Miss Lee has admitted to doing what she wants. But when she has to beg or trick Mr. Green just to see Kingston, that's where it really stings.
Because I went over there, but we didn't do nothing.
We did something.
Your Honor, she just wanted me to come. She said she wanted me to come over and watch him. You know, keep an eye on him, and she wanted to spend some time with him. And the position I was in at the time, he couldn't come to my place because her and my girlfriend, they had.
Here's the kicker: she's not chasing money. Unlike many others who come here, Miss Lee isn't asking for child support. She only wants Mr. Green to give his time to Kingston.
Miss Lee, I want you to take me back. You find out you're pregnant. What happens? Do you tell him immediately?
When I found out I was pregnant, I took a pregnancy test, and I told him that I was pregnant. And then I guess he didn't believe me, so he took me to the clinic, and they told him I was pregnant. That paper don't lie. So when he found out, he denied right then and there.
That doesn't mean her honesty isn't shocking. She openly admits to having a sugar daddy. Everyone in the courtroom gasps, but Miss Lee stands tall. Her bills are paid, her conscience clear.
Pictures and pictures and something else is totally, sex and pictures are totally different. So yeah, I send pictures. Hey.
This sugar daddy paid for the baby shower too.
Baby shower, he buys clothes for him. He does everything.
Where were you? You ain't bought nothing. You should be surprised another dude is doing something.
Still, that kind of openness is a double-edged sword. Mr. Green looks humiliated as she shares details most people would keep private. His ego is taking blow after blow.
Lied on purpose and
I told him that because at the end of the day, I want to continue
3 years straight
doing stuff with him, you know, without.
Come on, man.
I knew I was on death.
So you didn't want to use a condom?
He didn't either. We did it the first day without. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and I got pregnant because we didn't do it once.
We were doing it for the whole month.
With all the shocking confessions flying around, it's tough to keep track. Even Mr. Green seems lost, unsure which parts to believe and which to dismiss.
So when you told him you were pregnant, his response was what?
It ain't mine.
That was your first response?
You didn't say it wasn't yours?
I said, I don't know, it ain't mine.
You don't know. Okay.
So, I don't know, it's not mine, but you admittedly were sleeping with her unprotected.
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
At this point, he needs solid evidence to turn the tables. Miss Lee's energy and brutal honesty are keeping her ahead. If Mr. Green doesn't deliver, he's in trouble.
All right, first of all, he was born on June 3rd. I went to the hospital. I asked the hospital, can we go ahead and get DNA testing done, whatever. So a few days later going by, she's telling me, oh, it's too soon for him to come outside. He was just born, this and that. She refused right then, Your Honor.
I refused because he was a day old.
When his big reveal finally arrives, it's underwhelming. Whatever he brought to court doesn't hit as hard as promised. Miss Lee walks away practically untouched, smiling through the storm.
Sounds like to me, you all doing a whole bunch of nothing. Like, it doesn't take this long to get a DNA test.
What he wanted me to do was pay for it. I felt like we both had them. You pay half, I pay half. But they ain't got
But it just feels like, both of you all going back and forth, back and forth. It's like a power play after power play. Kingston wants some papa play.
No one saying Miss Lee's perfecties admitted plenty of questionable choices, but at least she's been upfront. Mr. Green, meanwhile, hasn't fully explained where his doubts stem from.
Like I said, when he was first born, she was saying, she did admit that she slept with someone. Then on top of that, after he was born, she kept asking me, oh, let me see your baby pictures. Let me get your baby pictures, trying to compare them. And once she got the baby pictures, that's when she felt like she was 100%.
Bingo. Bingo.
She was
Don't they look like the same
sure.
baby?
Then there's the resemblance. Side-by-side photos of Kingston and Mr. Green are undeniable. They could be twins, yet somehow Mr. Green still, Cunter, won't see it.
In foster care, there is a trauma innate in that. And I see the tears in your eyes. I believe now I understand even more why you are so persistent about this. I think it's your desire to break a generational curse. And I see that.
Beneath all the drama, Miss Lee's true self shines through. Strip away the bravado, and she's just a mother fighting for her son to have a father. After years of chaos, it's time for Judge Lake to deliver clarity and for Mr. Green to finally face the truth.
Mr. Green, you are the father.
I told you. Look at him. 3 years.
You are the father.
Oh my God. Woo. Thank you. Thank you.
Case 4, the Dark versus Bailey case, takes a wild twist when another woman enters the scene unexpectedly. But that's not even the headline, mister. Dark flat out labels Miss Bailey as dishonest and promiscuous. So what led him to throw such accusations?
Dark, you say the defendant is a promiscuous liar who broke your heart 4 years ago, stepping out on your then relationship. You admit to having a one-night stand with her 2 years ago, but are furious Miss Bailey is now claiming you fathered her 11-month-old son, which you say is impossible. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Their story begins with a one-night stand between exes. Mr. Dark admits it happened, but claims that one encounter couldn't possibly result in a child. Someone needs to remind him that biology doesn't quite work that way.
Bailey, you say Mr. Dark is a deadbeat who knows full well he is your son Jameer's father. You claim there is no way anyone but Mr. Dark could have fathered your son. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bailey insists she was only with him. If that's true, then Mr. Dark would naturally be the father. The only wrinkle is the suggestion of another man being around during that time, which complicates everything.
Her best friend came running out of the door to like, hey, Terrence, wait up for a second. I'm gonna go to the store with you. So, I thought that was kind of strange. Like, why'd you, But anyway, we went on to the store. Well, while we was going to the store, her friend started to tell me a story. She was like, well, I just want to tell you something. She was like, well, the whole time that you was gone.
Enter the drama. Bailey's best friend reveals she may have cheated. Her excuse? She thought Dark was unfaithful while he was away. That reasoning doesn't sit well, and suddenly her credibility takes a big hit.
So you admit you cheated on him?
I did.
Okay, and so your best friend told on you?
Yep.
What happened to your relationship with Miss Bailey at that point?
I tried to work past it, again, because of the things that we had already discussed, of us being a family and us, trying to work things out, possibly us getting married or whatever the case may be. But I tried to work it past for about approximately a year or so, but I just couldn't take it. I couldn't.
Owning up to infidelity with a smile in open court is bold. Dark admits he tried to forgive, but trust isn't easily rebuilt once it's shattered. Some things just can't be undone, no matter the effort.
We still occasionally seen each other every, like 2, 3, maybe every 2 months, 3 months or so.
What's dealt with each other mean?
We still seen each other occasionally.
Seen each other and had sex, or
yes,
just seen each other
still
and
was
said
having
hello?
Unprotected sex sometimes, yes ma'am.
Okay. So you kept having sex until
2016.
It was like early March.
Despite all this, Dark kept going back to Bailey. He could have moved on, yet he chose her again and again. Maybe it wasn't. Love it was comfort. But in court, that doesn't make the situation any less messy.
You feel like you were a crutch?
Yes, ma'am, because from the beginning, I was there at the hospital when Jameer was born, even with my doubts, because in the back of my mind, I didn't never want to feel like, okay, he really was my son and I didn't do the things that I was supposed to do as a father. I was there when he was born. The onesies and stuff that he took home,
okay, so
I
why
bought
did
for
you
them.
sign the birth
Pampers.
certificate?
Then come the tears. Bailey claims Dark was forced into signing the birth certificate. He says he was tricked, though legally, signing without certainty was his own mistake, unless, of course, the child really is his.
And you can step up to the podium. State your name for the court.
My name is Yana Bradley.
Miss Bradley, thank you for joining us. You are what relationship to Mr. Dark?
I'm his current girlfriend, and I'm pregnant with his child.
Okay, what would you like to tell the court?
Well, first, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like the baby looks like him.
The surprise witness, Dark's current girlfriend, brings more fuel to the fire. Her testimony makes Bailey's version sound shaky. Still, the possibility of Dark being the biological father hangs in the air.
That he step up and that he do for my baby, like, I don't understand. And I grew up without my parents, so I want him to be there for Jameer.
So you're saying you grew up without your parents?
I did, and it was very hard for me.
At the end of the day, the courtroom tension comes down to one test. Bailey wants recognition, Dark wants freedom, and his girlfriend wants clarity. The DNA results will either end the chaos or make it explode even further.
Mr. Dark, you are the father.
I told you that he was yours.
Your word ain't, man.
Okay.
So listen, when I first told you you were the father, Mr. Dark, I saw genuine emotion on your face.
Case 5, searching for a flawless church man when you yourself aren't living that lifestyle? That's the irony Miss Looper brings to court. She expected perfection from Mr. Dees, but such a man doesn't exist.
You say you thought the defendant was a respectful, church-going family man who turned out to be anything but. You claim that after giving birth to your twins, Brayley and Bishop, Mr. Downs denied fathering your babies. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Downs, you say Ms. Looper carried on a secret relationship behind your back.
Looper admits she wasn't faithful, yet she wanted someone who would never stray. That contradiction makes things messy. Mr. DS may not be perfect either, but he does deserve to know if Brayley and Bishop are his.
We ran into some problems. He went through my phone, and I did have a lot of open doors.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get that metaphor.
Okay.
Open doors. So you still had other relationships that you had not quite cut off.
Absolutely. This was 2 weeks after we started hanging out. So we weren't in a relationship. We weren't together.
The paternity test for twins isn't a laughing matter, but Miss Looper acts like it is. She speaks about open doors, but those doors should have been shut when she was building a serious relationship.
Changed tremendously, though, after he went through my phone. Our vibe was different. We weren't hanging out as much. When I found out I was pregnant, I called him and he didn't even answer. That's where we were at.
So how did he ever find out?
I sent him a text message. He was really nonchalant about it, but once I did get pregnant, he was amazing. Cedric rubbed my feet, rubbed my belly. He would get up at 2 a.m., go get me ice and hot Cheetos.
What's surprising is how patient Mr. Dees has been. Even during the pregnancy, he stayed by her side. Many men would have walked away, but he kept trying, even without an apology from Looper.
Just leave the okay to hot Cheetos and rubbing bellies and doing that. How's it get to that?
I got 3 other children outside of these 2 we here for today. I ain't never, ever turned my back on none of my kids. I've been there for all of my kids since day one. I just felt like me as a man and the way I've been obligated to my other kids, there's still a chance that they're mine, so I'm not gonna build this whole little...
That's the thing, Mr. DS shows responsibility, while Looper shows carelessness. Despite doubting paternity, he refused to let the children go without support. It's a strength not many men would display.
As soon as they brought Brayley into the room, the first thing he said was, "Do you guys do DNA tests here? I've never had a kid come out that light." That's the first thing he said when he seen her. But he did go see my son, and he did say that he looked like him.
So when you saw Brayley, you had questions instantly. You didn't feel like you could be her father.
Still, he has every right to demand and answers. DNA testing isn't about mistrust, it's about certainty. Looper may resist, but deep down, DSE's instincts are telling him something feels off.
Baby, I posted Brayley on Snapchat, and the other guy who the messages he's seen wrote me and sent me a picture of his daughter and told me that, like, I believe that that's my daughter.
Wow, so you posted a picture of Brayley, and the other man you were having sex with wrote to you and said, I think this is my daughter.
Looper finally mentions another man, but this guy seems unreliable. His only claim to fatherhood came through Snapchat posts, which says more about him than it does about raising kids.
Mr. Downs, do you feel like you could be the father of one twin and someone else be the father of the other?
Yes, ma'am. I just like with Bishop, I felt a much bigger bond with my son. Every time I see him when we video chat, like his face just lights up when I'm talking to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He knows my face, he knows who I am. And Brayley does too, to an extent, but it's just something about.
DS even questions whether the twins could have different fathers. That thought alone shows how lost he feels his bond with one child is strong, but with the other, there's a distance he can't explain.
Relationship with how are you treating the children?
I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, when I had flown to California, she had got me out there to go see the kids. And I mean, like I said, we had a good time. I bonded with both of them. But like I said, it's just something about my son that makes me feel like that's the one that's mine.
So you all fully broke up and you went to California?
Yes, ma'am, she up and left.
Oh, yeah, I left to California.
By now, the tension has shifted. The court no longer sees this as just banter. Everyone is desperate to know the truth. The envelopes hold the final answer whether Looper has been misleading DS or if the children truly are his.
Mr. Downs, you are not the father. The next result reads as follows. Mr. Downs, you are not the father.